It's time for another calisthenics workout. 25 down dips. This is going to be brutal, short, intense. Let's get it started.
What's up, guys? Today I'm taking you through one of the hardest down workouts yet. You've seen 30 down push-ups, 15 down pull-ups, 20 down dips, and now 25 down dips, which is over 300 total repetitions. Now, the setup is extremely simple. First set 25, second 24, third 23, and you keep going all the way down. Now, you may notice that I'm going very fast, explosive repetitions, right? You probably should do this at the start because the more sets you do, the slower the velocity will be because you're getting closer to muscle failure. And in truth, this workout makes you fail naturally. It's so genius in the sense that you don't have to think about RPE or knowing if you did an optimal amount of sets because optimal is determined by your starting number. Basically, if you do this workout and by the end of it, you're not extremely close to failure on those last 1 or 2 reps, then it was too easy for you and you got to jump up to 30 down. Likewise, if this is too challenging, you can't even make it past a couple of sets before failing, then you got to drop the initial number. So optimal volume is not even about the total sets. It's about hitting muscular failure over the course of the workout. And for me, it takes a bit longer because I'm really good at calisthenics. I have a background in it. This is how I started off. I've done 5 plates on the way to dip, and you see me do many down workouts before. But I do want to point out that I haven't done a down workout in maybe close to a year now. It's been all lifting weights, yet somehow I produced a new PR, quote unquote, because I never tried 25 down dips. I've done dips and diamonds superset together, which was pretty challenging, but this was a whole new level. Like, my chest and triceps in particular were absolutely wrecked. Like, I look so swole by even the middle of this workout that you're gonna think like, holy crap, you're making all kinds of gains. But it's just the pump, man. My arms felt dense. Pecs felt like balloons. And today, I am immensely sore. So, when you hear all these guys saying, oh, you can't build muscle with calisthenics. What weaklings with little experience and the inability to push themselves hard? Because you see the struggle. You know what my numbers are. It's no secret. I've been filming my PRs for years. This right here is demolishing me. I know it may not look like it at times because I'm busting through these sets, but it is f***ing hard. And now I have good experience with down workouts. At least 2 years by this point. Not that I've been training for 2 years, but I've sprinkled them in, I can tell you that I comprehend why prisoners are big. They have to be. You can't be small doing these kinds of workouts. Like, if you can do 25 down dips at a bare minimum, like, you're probably minimum an intermediate lifter in a barbell strength training context. Like, you can bench over 2 plates guaranteed, in my opinion, because this is so much harder. You're getting a maximum stretch, right? That's already intensified. Much more than a bench press and even a dumbbell bench in many cases, if you get really strong, right? And you're having to grind through, hitting all these darn sets, but the proximate failure is basically on point. Like, this workout is all I did. For Monday, I had something different planned, but I couldn't, man. And I'm glad I listened to my body because I didn't have to do anything else. Like, this is the most minimalist setup you could think of, but it actually works if you're willing to strain. So, although I don't recommend not hitting your weak points, this is an all-encompassing stimulus. Like, look at my chest. You see the upper chest popping out right now. The shoulders are blowing up. Everything is ballooning. It's crazy what bodyweight training can do. Never underestimate it. Push your limits. Keep in mind, hypertrophy research indicates that reps between 5 and 30 can provide equal gains. So if the starting number is 25, and after about 5 sets in, you're basically within 3 to 4 reps in reserve, well, that means most of the sets were stimulatory in a way that will promote legit growth. You just have to have the mental toughness to push through the pain. If you do that, in what world will your chest, shoulders, and triceps not grow? Of course they will. like I said, this felt like a normal upper body session. Like I'm doing well over 250 on the flat bench. This is to be expected. So can you then imagine those prisoners who can do at least 500? Imagine doing 30 down dips, and 35 down, 40 down. I'm sure if you're shredded and you've been doing this for years as your only form of training, it is, doable, but might take longer rest intervals and such. But anyway, going back to the training, you want to rest 1 to 2 minutes between sets. Usually, the original OG method is I do a set and you do a set. Problem with that is it's too hard. At least for dips. For push-ups, it's a lot more doable. But on this, you're going to have to use a much lower rep count, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But in my opinion, unless you have a lot of experience with down workouts and you're really using this as a finisher, so let's say between 12 and 15 down dips at the end of an upper body workout, then you'll probably want to use a higher starting number with a bit more rest between sets. And in some cases, if you really freaking have to, might have to take 2 to 3 minutes or somewhere in between. Because if you don't do that, you might have to rest pause, which isn't actually a real issue, but if you're not done the down workout or anywhere close to it, then you'll just fail to get your desired rep count. So what are you going to do from there on? I recommend you take your time as it pertains to your own experience and current strength. Don't excessively lower your rest intervals for the sake of work capacity. That will come. And keep in mind, the rest intervals can be used as progression schemes. So let's say you can do 15 down dips with 2 minutes of rest. Try with time, building up to 1.5 minutes with that same setup. And then a minute. After which you can increase the total number to what you're seeing right here. 25 down dips. It needs a certain level of strength, man. And for me, I can do over 50 dips. So just because you're only doing 25 on the first set, doesn't mean if you were to do an AMRAP that you'd only get around 30 reps or so. In truth, to do something like a 25 down session, the standard is at least between 35 and 40 reps straight. So you can imagine how the fatigue accumulates rapidly. Even after 3 to 4 sets, you start to feel it. And that's how you'll know if you're able to succeed the workout. If you're only a couple minutes in, yet every set is becoming extreme failure and you're having to up the rest intervals a minute every time, or like you go from 1 minute to 2 immediately on the next set, then the top number is definitely inappropriate. So that's what I'm saying. This is 25 down for me. I worked up to this. For you, it might be too difficult, but I still want to show you this, not to show off, but to demonstrate what's possible and what actual effort looks like. Because I see these calisthenics workouts out here that are completely staged. And they're not showing all the sets. It's just, hey, do 3 sets of this, 3 sets of that. All this volume, but it's so junky. And they never show the grinders, the true grit that goes into this. So that's all I'm trying to do. Show you that you can build muscle with calisthenics when done correctly. And this is nothing new. Prisoners have been doing this for decades. It's one of their favorite strategies. I've adopted it as well. I have nothing bad to say. So it's time for you to do the same. And I'll see you in the next training video.
25 down dips. One of the hardest bodyweight only workouts I've done in a long time. This will seriously humble you. It's insane. I can't even talk. You see it for yourself. Do it, and you'll be shocked.